Okay. Looks like we're live, but are we? Are we actually live on YouTube? There we go. I guess the answer to that is yes. Okay, so I can't say good morning anymore because I had launched the Zoom room to do this live, and then I ended up on the telephone. So I'm a little late this morning. Good morning. Well, see, still trying to say good morning to you guys. It is Sunday, November the 24th, 2024. And okay, so first of all, it's been such a huge, energetic weekend for me already in so many ways. And I want to say thank you again to all those who participated last night in the live intuitive hangout session that I had, and give a shout out to the gentleman who showed up for the first time ever. Um, uh, I have had the occasion to read for guys before, the males of humanity, but not nearly as many fellows as gals, you know. So I found it very interesting that last night, right up until the very last moment, the only beings that were present were male. And that felt, or that made their presence known to me in the chat. And that felt then, and it still feels now, very significant in a very huge way. As long as I've been doing this, you know, I've had the odd male here and there asking for a card and participating. Um, However, for as long as I've been doing this, which I started doing this in 2017 on my channel Conscious Conversation Central, I even had a conversation with another guy who, uh, along with his partner, female, we were having a dreamscape episode. And, you know, I actually mentioned to him that I really wanted the divine masculine um, to step forward and come have conversations, right? Because there was a portion of me that probably the masculine portion of me that was recognizing, at least in my sphere of influence, there wasn't a lot of um, masculines who were inward facing, who were looking for the answers to them on the inside, which is what I was doing, and am convinced is the only where to find answers that I could trust, right? Um, and so and that being actually said to me that it wasn't time or something like that, and so I really gave it no more thought. But after last night, the experience that I had, because directly after our the intuitive hangout session, uh, several of the fellows that were there, we all met in Zoom, and they connected with each other as well as me. And what a an honor it was for me to be a part of what I feel. I'm not even sure, to be honest, what it was, but I feel like it was important that it take place, and that it also feels to me even now like a signal of some sort. Exactly what that means, I have no idea. I know that it will be revealed to me. And part of the reason why I didn't start this live around 11, which is when I shoot for, was because I had a really great conversation with my son. And I shared with him that this conversation felt different to me than any of our other conversations. And it felt very much the same frequency, if you will, an opening of sorts, right? Um, well, I'll just say it the way I feel, what I think and feel that I'm seeing, sensing, and feeling uh, is the rising of the divine masculine in a very real, tangible um, way. And so, I again, this is just my feel of the situation, and it's just coming into my field now. Perhaps what it is there's some veils within me that are now also dropping further. That could be part of what that is, but I'm excited about it, and I don't know. I just feel like, and I actually said these words, the best is yet to come has been a saying for a reason, much more than just what anybody might think that means. Uh, and of course, too, I also heard expect the unexpected this morning. So there's that. I don't know, but it's getting real interesting around here right now. At least that's the way it feels to me. So this is the Morning Mojo energy and coffee chat. Although I'm having an elderberry clove tea, which we make elderberry syrup and we make a clove concentrate. So it's a mixture of those two. Oh, so wonderful. I hope that you are sipping on something wonderful as well. The Wisdom Sufi Oracle wants to come out this morning. Um, I feel, like I said, I'm feeling there's that whole everything everywhere all at once is, I don't know, the energy feels very fast moving for me. Could be, again, the excitement that I'm feeling from this rising, because that's what it feels like. Ooh, this is interesting. Free will. Get out of your cocoon. Oh my. Well, first of all, cocoon would denote butterfly or something of that nature. And for me, the metamorphosis of the butterfly is really very much like death and rebirth, because when the butterfly goes through what is called the imaginal stage, that is where the entirety of the caterpillar becomes soup. Um, so I find that very interesting that the word cocoon is in that. And I'll tell you something else that I'm feeling from this card. Multidimensionality, absolutely, because again of this, the way this is shaped, right? But also, what springs to mind is there's been a lot in the field by scientists of late in regards to black holes. And there's so much that comes rushing forward in regards to black holes. If you've watched this channel at all over the years, well, not this specific channel, but many, I believe it is Nassim Haramein. Maybe I misunderstand what he means, but it feels to me that he's describing a black hole is resides between the two chambers of the human heart. And I keep being shown that we create our own reality as we move, as a matter of just that is the way all of this goes down. It's the creation, and we project that out from our uh, heart chakra in a way that, wow, and I have a lot of energy running through my left hand, so there's a lot coming in at the moment. And so I recognize this as another bit of that. Um, what the actual truth is of that. But I just find it interesting that there's been a lot in the news in regards to black holes in a lot of different ways, including about 6 or 7 months ago, an article that talked about how what they were discovering about the activity of a particular black hole, or there were two black holes at one time. I'm not sure which article it was that was talking about this, but that it could have far-reaching, not repercussions, but affecting things far in regards to time. How the scientists were noticing that, and to me, it was a precursor to trying to explain uh, either timeline glitches, timeline collapsing, the fact because they were very, very clearly stating in this article that time acts differently near a black hole. Well, doesn't that make sense? Ah, good morning, Richard. I'm so glad that you were able to join. Um, so the fairies also wanted to come out. I'm going to read what that card free will has to say there and see what that's saying. I mean, I can't get over the fact of how that looks so very much like one of the, and I don't know if what they're using in those articles is actual photographs from the Hubble, or if they are artist renderings, because I am aware that they also use artist renderings at times. Oh, that's interesting. The undressing of a salad came out. That's very interesting, especially given the words I heard about this morning about expect the unexpected. Yeah, that came into my field pretty interestingly. Okay, so let's look at free will here. There's also something else that came into my field this morning. And it's so much about perspective. And I used to hold it that my perspective was the right perspective, that it was the only true perspective. I can see now why everybody feels that way. It goes into part of how we've been conditioned and programmed, how what our experiences we've had, because again, we're a compilation of all the experiences we've had, not just in this life, by the way, previous ones as well, whether we remember them or not. They're still here. Um, at any rate, that really came into my field big time this morning in regards to not just the conversation I had with my child, but also, I mean, I was exposed first thing this morning to a video that came out a couple of days ago from Doreen Virtue. And, I don't know if you're aware of her. She was in the New Age community for a very long time, and uh, apparently walked away from all of that because Uh, I don't know. There's very interesting what's going on in regards to perspective, perceptions of perspectives. And so, that's why it just feels even more imperative to me for me to be certain I'm getting in here and paying attention to only me. And if it's wrong, I'll be shown and I'll be okay, right? So I don't know. There's very something very interesting. Um, okay, so it says free will, get out of your cocoon. Deep in the sea are riches beyond compare. But if you seek safety, it is on the shore. Saadi. That's the root. I guess it's Saadi. I hadn't heard of that Sufi either. My dear friend, you are living in a time when many new experiences, opportunities, energies, and growth possibilities are available to you. Staying too long within the limits of what is perceived as safe ground breeds weariness. The only way to participate in the new is to get out of the routine of old energies and pathways. This oracle has a great message for you. The secrets of the kingdom are deep within you. The treasures of your own potential are just waiting to enrich the experiences of your life. If you are reluctant to try something new or hesitant to take a risk, you will be left on the shore and miss the fun of being creative and developing your abilities. I'm wondering now, you see, I've been made aware this morning that I was presented with an opportunity, and I think my own fear kept me from at least exploring that opportunity, right? And actually, now, right now, as I'm saying that, I also see very clearly it wasn't just my fear, but it is a holdover from actually, you see, as change is the only constant in the universe, and I myself have changed quite a bit in the last few years. I also see now where didn't leave the same kind of room for another being to have changed either. And I'm being shown that really huge right this moment. So that's kind of interesting. See, uh, wow. Circling around using the same processes and getting the same results means you are just repeating an old pattern. Simply change your intention to focus on where you would truly like to go in your life. Sufi wisdom is about surrendering with joy and trusting that you will land safely where you are focusing. Making changes can help you reach your goals and work past anxieties and grow as a result. Wow, this is a huge, huge message for me personally. And it's not lost on me at all. And when I saw get out of your, I thought it was going to say your own way, but you might as well say get out of your cocoon could also be said get out of your own way. Wow. Okay. And you know what else? Last night during that live, while nobody was here, I felt to grab my little trinket bag where I've been collecting little, you know, charms and just different things, from I got an eraser here, I got a Scrabble piece, there's little charms in here. And because I was inspired to collect them. And I realized that the three that came out last night actually formed to me when I saw them sitting here on my desk this morning. I was like, wait a minute. That looks like it's saying A OK. So I wanted to share that because I saw that. See, no, again, I will say that I feel as though, I can label this missed opportunity as a mistake if I need to. If that'll makes me in some way comfortable, I could do that. But I'm not going to do that because clearly I was not ready in my consciousness to accept that opportunity. So it wasn't the right time anyway. Otherwise, I would have recognized the opportunity for what it was and I would have moved forward. And I'm not going to beat myself up for it because I will be shown eventually um, that it was the right decision, no matter what. And I could label it as a mistake or whatever it is I feel I have to do. I won't be beating myself up, however, because that's the kind of thing I used to do, but I don't do anymore. Okay, so the other one that came out this morning is the undressing of a salad. And I feel as though this kind of goes along with the expect the unexpected. Um, because the key words for this particular card are balance. We had balance come up quite a bit last night. This card is a 4 numerologically, which is all about foundation. So balance is a good part of that. The other words are avoiding extremes, achieving the impossible, being impossible. Brian, who is the artist of all the cards, called this painting the dressing of a salad. But in an earlier stage of the Good Fairies, Bad Fairies manuscript, it was labeled the undressing of a salad. I've combined the names because they show us important aspects of the card. The dressing of a salad requires a good balance. Disparate elements must be blended into a tasty whole. The undressing of a salad requires truly remarkable adroitness. At first, one might think it impossible, but Adroito, whom we see busily balancing magic balls, is the fairy of doing impossible things. He is also the fairy of being impossible and the fairy of avoiding extremes. Sound impossible? Well, of course it is. Both Adroito and Sally, crouched above him, are intently focused on balancing things. And the large gnome in the center finds this very amusing. He looks in 2 directions at once, seeing the impossibility of keeping things that are in constant motion in balance at all times. Wow, kind of like change is the only constant. And it's taken me a really, and I'm still not adept at it, a long time to surrender enough to the flow of what is for me and what is not for me, because there's been a lot of times in my life where making something happen didn't exactly turn out the way I'd hoped, right? Wow, okay. I like the way that came through. Uh, So he looks in 2 different directions at once, seeing the impossibility of keeping things that are in constant motion in balance at all times, like the juggling act of life. Of course, we fall out of balance. Of course, we occasionally drop the ball. Sometimes we drop the ball, or a bird flies by and snatches it from us, and we just have to invent another one. Sometimes this seems as impossible as undressing a salad. There are times when we have to turn bad luck into good, and that isn't always easy, especially if someone else seems determined to turn good luck into bad. Everything is integrating and disintegrating at the same time. Confusion is rife, but we still try to create order and put things into balance. The whole universe is hurtling through time at an astonishing rate, and it is very difficult to keep balance on a rapidly moving object, especially as it appears to lurch unpredictably from time to time. Sooner or later, Adroito or Sally or both will drop their balls. The sulky looking fellow on the left is clearly waiting to snatch one or two so that he can play too, or maybe just so that Adroito and Sally cannot. My money is on Adroito, though. He is smart enough to realize that old balls wear out and new ones must be brought into play. He is ready to deal with this. The balance changes constantly, but it is still balance. Things are in motion and the outcome is impossible to predict. And I'm smiling because I think I kind of said that this morning. Not in those exact words, but I think I have said that. A cool head is required to deal with this, as is a readiness to jump in whatever direction seems appropriate. Exercise cool judgment while staying ready for the unpredictable. Sudden changes of fortune may appear good or bad. Ah, expect the unexpected, anyone? Oh, that's too interesting. You can come out a winner here, but it is likely to take concentrated effort. Use power with delicacy and direction. Well, boy, if that wasn't my child's words right out of his mouth this morning. You have to put something into it, right? And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Mama wasn't ready, apparently, at the time. And there's nothing wrong with that either, admitting that to myself and being okay with that. Because if it had been time, it would have happened. And so, oh my goodness, isn't that interesting? Ah, how interesting. One more card wants to come out, and then that's going to be it for the day. And that is the elementary, no, alchemy elementals deck. This is a really interesting deck for me. Um, Introduced to me by the very first sacred or divine masculine that presented itself here lately, which is my housemate's uh, boyfriend. My Jasmine's boyfriend, Ernesto, actually owns this deck and brought it over and shared it. And I was just so attracted to it. I bought it for myself for my birthday. So we're going to give this a go and see what we get from this deck today. I hope everyone's doing well. I see there are 4 of you in the room. Let me just say that with this whole expect the unexpected, um, okay. So I just heard I need one of these too. It's the surrender deck. I really had a hard time with the word surrender, as I would imagine most beings who have been abused in their life do. You equate surrender with giving your power over to someone else. And when you've done that over and over and over in your life, and you finally, for the first time, stop doing that, the word surrender sent me like this. I'll not be surrendering nothing to nobody. So surrender frustration and because 2 cards came out, and surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Wow. Okay. So, and surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. For me, this is very much what I feel some folks feel when I use the terms um, move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents. If there is something happening in the moment that is very frustrating, that's all I really honestly taking that breath right here. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup. You may approach the situation more calmly. You'll definitely, if you allow yourself to try to see, sense, and feel another perspective, another uh, angle on the situation, may find, may not be exactly what you want, but it might be a little less frustrating. I don't know. That's a huge message for me too. Land, flower, moon is what came out from the elemental alchemy here. Land, flower, moon, flower, moon. Card number or pay. Okay, so this is a one numerologically, which is the I am. And oddly enough, it is also on page 91, which is also a one numerologically, which is the I am. So that's very interesting. A lot of people confuse vulnerability with weakness, which means a lot of people get it really wrong because nothing could be further from the truth. An open heart doesn't fear pain, and an open heart doesn't need to wear armor or hide to protect itself. Allow yourself to delve deep into your vulnerability and to share it with others. Be with the pain that lives inside you and allow it to express and to release. Cry and let the tears cleanse your spirit, knowing that the process is renewing your essence and purifying your soul. Allow others into your pain and into your emotions. They can see the fullness of you. No, wait a minute. What into your emotions while welcoming theirs into your own heart. Open your heart to your tribe so that they can see the fullness of you. This is so true. This is exactly the words that Lisa just said to me. To have that honest and open, vulnerable conversation with my child, to let him know that I wasn't ready, right? When you are feeling off, just take a break. Take a breath, Richard's saying, while enter inside and feel what's going on in the belly. Just be with it. Feel it, and magic will happen. That is so true. Be gentle with yourself, dear one, for this is tender territory you are choosing to tread. Hold your vulnerability and others' vulnerability with grace and with respect. It takes great courage to share your feelings with others. And it is not lost on me. Not in one instant is it lost on me, Richard, that you and James and Jonathan showed up. I said to somebody this morning that you guys showed up and you were honest and you were vulnerable and you were just yourselves. And now I'm getting the opportunity to do the same. My God, I am so grateful to all of you guys who show up and witness me and all of my honest vulnerability as well, because I heard the words that I've said before in regards to I already am protected. I don't have to worry about being hurt. And I don't, because I'm cared for. I'm loved by the universe, and I am being shown the right way. And I can trust in that because I'm trusting in me. Wow. I really feel this card on such a huge level after my interaction with all of you wonderful fellows last night. How beautiful. Richard said, and it's just the beginning. I can't say for the others, but I hold strong here with you, Sheila. Oh, well, I know that you do, Richard, and I feel, I do. I feel like that was a huge signal that the best is yet to come, and I feel that on such a huge level I can't even express what it is, and because I'm not real sure actually of all of what it is, but I'm so grateful to be present for it. So grateful because I almost ran myself off the planet trying to run away from it. It feels so big, if that makes any sense. Wow. Okay. So it feels to me like this is a huge, huge continuation of the energy that I felt coming in last night. And oof, it feels in this moment of now, it feels a bit overwhelming. Ooh, so thank you all for those that are here now, those that will watch this later. Um, I feel the community forming. Oh, thank you, Richard. Richard said, I'm so grateful you're still here with us, Sheila. Yeah, me too. Me too. And I know that that's true too. Richard said everything will be all right. I know it will. I know you are correct because all of this is just so fabulously wonderful to me. I can't even express how awesome this all feels to me. Okay, so I'm gonna say this again. I am really, 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 really excited about the idea of having folks participate in a standalone book group over and above the one that we already have going because we're looking at another book right now. But I would like to begin this uh, the study of this book in company with those who feel called sometime starting in January. So if that's something that you're interested in, the group meets for 2 hours once a week. I haven't made the decision as to timing, like what day, what time, all of that. We I'm here in the Eastern time zone, so if you would like to join, keep that in mind. Reach out and put Celestine Prophecies Club in the or just book club. Just put book club in the subject and send an email to consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com so that I can include you. Also, put down the days and times that would work best for you so I can get everybody's ideas of what days, if there's more than one day a week, more than one time of the week or of the day that works. Like if you have 2 days, you could say it could be on this day at this time or this day at this time. Give me some idea what would work for everybody because I'm pretty flexible on that. And luckily, and so we can sort of, have a Zoom meeting sometime in January where we all kind of hash out about the when and the how and all of that. But if you aren't sure if you're drawn, you kind of like the idea of it, but you don't know what the book is about, this movie it was made into a movie. And but there are more books. There was besides just the movie. There's I already moved them, but there's like three or four more books. So if you watch the movie, it won't take away from the book at all, actually. Personally, I because that's all I've done is seen the movie. I did not read the book. And I also know, though, from all those readings of the Jeshua channelings, that for any book that I'm drawn to, there is a lot in these books for me. So if you're not drawn, don't reach out. Only reach out if you feel drawn to this book, because for me, that's where it's at. And but I am right now recording this one for the channel, and I will be continuing that today. I will hopefully be having all of that out at one time. Um, I'm going to say by Tuesday or Wednesday is my goal. So we'll see about that. But do reach out and let me know if you're interested in joining us for that book. Because I also have this James Redfield and Carol Adrian, because James Redfield is the publisher of this or the author of this book. And he and another gal, Carol Adrian, put together an experiential guide. So it actually uh, is a way to actually perhaps study the book in company. So, and if you've had experience with this, I would doubly like to speak with you and see if you're willing to come and chat with us and maybe even help facilitate the discussion group or whatever. If you again, if you feel drawn. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I hope this was helpful to you. Certainly has been for me, I can tell you that. Um, uh, I really feel like there's something about this whole, uh, I'm not quite sure. It feels like there's going to be more coming in about the whole black hole thing at some point. So I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of your perspective and your willingness to open yourself to entertaining a different perspective. Because honestly, that's what it's going to take is folks, in my view, and again, just for me, because this is what has happened for me, being willing to see that the way I've always thought things were, not so much, and be open to entertaining a new way of perceiving what is actually going on within me and within my world. And so, till next time, mwah, be well, my friends.